This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
Today, Stage 1's only undefeated team is looking to secure a spot in the playoffs. And believe it or not, we're talking about Crew, baby. Hello and welcome to VCT Americas, coming to you live from the Riot Games Arena right here in sunny Los Angeles, California. I'm Geek Heavy, and joining me here, Week 4, it's Wyatt and Bala.
I got a question. What do you mean, believe it or not? Crew's been 4. They've been undefeated the entire time. You better believe it by now.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, they didn't have, the best run in 2023. So, this is a new year. This isn't kickoffs. This is Stage 1. And they definitely have stepped up and stepped into the ring and proven themselves. They've proven themselves.
They definitely, listen, but to be fair, though, at the beginning of this season, we didn't really expect
I put them bottom of my power rankings. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because they were 1 and 2 at kickoff, and then the roster troubles and bringing in Heat. You wouldn't have thought that would have been the solution to take them to the next level.
It is,
but there they are at the top, 4-0,
and they're still not qualified for playoffs yet.
But they have a 98.6% chance.
Got them. Yeah. The glasses.
And crazy, as of today, Leviathan and 100 Thieves have qualified for Stage 1 playoffs. So congratulations to them. And seeding in playoffs is a huge advantage. The number 1 seeds from each group get a bye and have to win only 1 match to qualify for Master Shanghai. Now, you want to avoid those opening playoff matches, which are single elimination.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
You don't want your whole stage to end on that. Especially if you had a great run and then you just play 1 game against another sick team and you go out and you're waiting for Stage 2. Mm-hmm. That is tough.
Yeah.
So seeding, definitely means a lot.
Very important, yeah. Now, we've only got 1 match today, and it's a good one. We'll see the White Hot Crew take on a revitalized 100 Thieves. Now, if Crew wins, well, it's a banger. And if they win 1 map today, they're in playoffs.
I just love that graphic. Today's
just
schedule.
Like that.
It's just one.
Just big, big graphic.
Because it's now.
Yeah, it is happening right now. Now, if they win outright, they actually get the number 1 seed for Alpha Group, which means that, 1 match, you qualify for Shanghai.
Yeah.
Boom, just like that.
Huge for them. If they can get through, not have to deal with that lower bracket, lose 1 game, go out, listen.
And to be clear, it's 2, they have 2 chances to win one of these 2 next, right? It's this one today and then against Leviathan next week for Crew. So, they have 2 opportunities. I think this one's their bigger shot, though.
Yeah. Yeah, now this match is very important for 100 Thieves as well because the number 1 seed for Omega Group is up for grabs. So, you know what? What does that mean for them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean for them in the Omega Group?
That's interesting. I think there's still way too many permutations to really figure out, but all I know, win, you get a chance.
Absolutely.
Other than that, you're chasing Leviathan.
Yeah, that is right. Now, you know what? Let's send things over to Riv, who's standing by with Crew's Shy.
Woo! All right, Shy is in the zone. I got Dryad here with me for translating. Shy, I gotta ask, Crew is undefeated. It's gotta feel amazing, but what is the team gonna do to keep being undefeated?
Día a día siento que entrenamos como si fuera el día que tenemos que jugar el partido y hemos evolucionado mucho como grupo. Hemos llevado muchas diferencias entre nosotros como a compartirla y eso.
Every day we play the scrims and the practice as it is the official match, and we've come together and we've united a lot more as a team compared to before. Every difference that we have now turns into something that we are agreeing on.
All right, well, show us what you got. What do you got? What do 100 Thieves have to deal with today?
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
That was awesome.
Damn.
That was insane.
You got it like that.
Yeah. Now, the theme this year has been, if you didn't already know, expect the unexpected. No one thought that our only undefeated team would be Crew. And on top of that, they took down Loud during Super Week.
Yeah, they not just took down Loud,
Got you.
they kind of smoked them. They looked just incredible in this game. And it's been really the same story in all the games that they've had so far. All 5 players on the team individually firing on all cylinders.
Yep.
Mechanics are looking so good for all of them. We've talked so much about Heat and his addition to the team. Meltzer being off that IGL role, stepping up as well. And I just don't think also they're not bringing anything that insane to the table in regards to the comps or like kind of trying to push the meta in any direction.
Yeah, overall strategy.
Yeah, like talking to Sideshow, he had made a point where he feels like watching them. It's kind of like Gen G. They're not doing anything insane, but what they are bringing every game is a really consistent, simple game with fantastic individual players. And it's got them at 4-0 right now.
I mean, that's what allows you to have really good reactions overall, is when you're drilling the same sort of thing over and over and over. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's a fundamental gameplay that's pushing Crew right now. They're driving by that.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they've only given up just one map, which was just
That's crazy.
and even that on Icebox was quite close. It was still quite close for them. Anyways, you know what? Let's talk about Melzer. Melzer said that he wants to hand over the IGL duties to Klaus so he could frag out. And I mean, it seems like he's been doing that on Omen.
Accomplished. He's already started fragging out with just, 2 weeks of not IGLing now? And yeah, I mean, this guy's always had flashes of like really, really good play, like all the way back to when Leviathan, when he was back on that team, started qualifying for international events. You're like, dang, this guy actually is really good while IGLing at the same time. But not being able to show it off every single week because there's so much stuff that you're focusing on. And when you're with a team like this that is gelling on all fronts, I think it becomes a little easier when you let that load go a little.
What's interesting, too, is Klaus, last season, he was actually statistically the 4th lowest in Americas. Totally rejuvenated this year. And on the IGL role, he's finding way more individual success, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this swap between them worked on all fronts. And their calling from Klaus right now is so good.
Yeah. And just to speak a little bit more about individual level from all of them, too, Heat is playing on off-roll, right?
Yeah.
He just started playing that initiator, and he is up there with the likes of Ospas in terms of the stats right now.
Yeah, well, let's check out the schedule right now, as you can see here. Crew, I mean, they definitely had a flawless run, and next week they face off against their LATAM rivals in Leviathan. Who do we think is going to take that one? I mean, again, Crew has just been on fire right now. But Lev is up there already.
It's a harder game, obviously.
Yeah.
It's much, much, much harder. But I think especially when 100 Thieves has an opportunity to do something right now, and they have an opportunity to potentially take a top seed by taking down Crew, especially with the momentum that they're carrying going forward. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, we thought, there's no way this team's really going to turn into anything. But all of a sudden, yeah, they're taking down bigger and bigger names week after week. So I think this one's their easier one, but it's also maybe they're more like, I don't know, risky moment right now in terms of like yesterday we saw a lot of risky matches as well.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Crew's been unstoppable here in Stage 1, and Riv's here to tell us how'd they do that.
How'd they do that?
Thank you, Geek Heavy. I do want to show you how they did that and then show you how to do it so you may not make mistakes or be a pro player in your game when it comes time to use this. We're going to be looking at Crew versus EG on Breeze in a pistol round here. And the first thing I want to look at is just taking stock of everything. This buy 2 Sheriffs flanked by 3 Ghosts, allowing Crew to take aggressive fights across the map, get out early, as well as what's on the map. Looking over here, on B, a high cam on the left side, your B-split Viper wall, and little trip placed further back so it doesn't get hit by Derek's utility if they do want to come into sight. Now, playing this one out as we drop the wall, you're going to see a big push down mid here coming in from Crew, just always innovating. They say it themselves. They're trying to be aggressive. They always innovate, and they have amazing mid control right now with the possibility of an instant or even slow A retake, and these Sheriffs are going to be able to pepper anybody after post plant and A main. But that's not the case. The play is towards B, and that's where Crew keeps their focus. Knowing they have to get back into position here after seeing a dismiss and some action on that elbow, they start to get back in. Cam's up, they're ready. Klaus hits an amazing shot here to start him off, but this is a big one. This is what kind of messes everything up. Location revealed there on one duelist. They're trying to dash in with the second here from EG, and this is what activates Crew to call for Melzer, to activate the wall, bring it up, and split the fight. That's how they do it. Great comms, good positioning, forward map control, and being proactive. And I want to show you exactly how that wall works and how it can actually play against you if you don't use it right. It is a simple one to throw. You're going to be right in the backside of spawn on the archways. Make sure it goes over the top side of where ladder is on this right side so they can't play elevation. And the thing is You don't want to activate this wall too early. That's about it. If you do, you're giving the opponents a free entry into this site, and they get to do whatever they want while you're stuck in the back. The fact that Crew is able to time this to activate the fight to split EG on their entry is how they did it, and I hope you can do it in game 2.
Ah, so that's how they did that there. Well, you know what? Today, Crew is taking on a 100 Thieves squad that seems to have turned a corner in 2024. They found a door, opened it, and endless opportunities. Like, everyone has been performing, like, even without a mouse.
Yeah.
It's just been nuts.
Yeah, last week was very, very nice from 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves that is rejuvenated, 100 Thieves that has some of the players that you really expect from way back, that they'd be stars heading into, you know, these sort of years right now. Cryo, Bang, these sort of guys were really stepping up, and I think that's huge to see because it's definitely been missing over the last year.
People were so worried about this team early in the season, and I think reasonably so, even though they had a hard strength of schedule. But you can clearly see the massive improvements from them. I mean, Cryo there is going off with the operator on defense. That's what he was doing all of last season, but what has been most impressive for me with him is the aggression that he's had with the rifling on defense as well. He's a more well-rounded player right now, which has just been so huge for the team, being the star that they thought he would be when they picked him up.
Yeah, and Wyatt, we got to talk about Asuna. Like, Asuna has been very consistent throughout that entire performance. I mean, like, on the KO and the Rays, like, it's been nuts.
And as I said, the strength of schedule early on, the lost games, he was getting so much blame from the community, from the 100 Thieves fans. They were calling for his head like he was the problem because he was pretty inconsistent on the Rays. He would have some sick games, and then the next map, he would be bottom fragging, overextending. But they've done such a better job on attack when he is on the Rays of not having him go too far forward, and you're seeing players like Bang being able to keep up with him, scale off of him, and take the presence that, you know, he's making for them in the site.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of the criticism levied his way is people looking for the common denominator in terms of all their years on 100 Thieves, right? He's one of the few people who've been here since basically the beginning, and people are starting to ask for results. And I think he has absolutely been trying to give him that for a long time, and it's still a factor here today.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, you know what? Earlier, Riv caught up with Asuna. Now let's check it out.
Asuna, can I grab you for a second? What's going on, man? How you been?
Nice to meet you. Been doing good.
Hell yeah. Looking at this game, you guys are going up against an undefeated team for playoffs. What can you do that no other team has to take down Crew?
Shoot back and hopefully win.
Damn. Cold.
Wait a minute.
I think that's true. I mean, no one has been able to shoot back against Crew yet. They're hitting everything. Just shoot them. I'm with it.
So you just got to shoot back. That's it. So instead of just like running and cowering, I don't know. I'm confused.
Surprisingly, Hakeem, I will tell you that is the answer to most games.
But especially this one, because Crew just do so much low utility, dry swings with multiple players and multiple angles because they're just so confident in each other, the timing of going together, hitting the shots. So listen, I agree. Simply shoot.
Honestly, there's very few gaps in Crew's game. Like, when you think about like an attack side default or something like that they're running, it's so hard to actually do anything to catch them off guard. So, yeah, I agree, Asuna. That's a very good take.
Well, let's get to our predictions, all right? And I want us to take our time with this. Don't be too quick with it. Think about it, okay?
Crew.
Well, I said think.
Crew.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
We're going with Crew.
Hakeem, I already wrote down my prediction.
Yeah,
I
no,
can't
we're already ready to go. But the thing is,
all right. Bala, how about you?
Crew. I got the pink Crew.
So I'm gonna.
Hey, man, we ride or die together, man.
No, I know. Listen, I think we've had a lot of moments where Ball and I have gone with the same thing, and then you bring out the third pick. What are you working with today?
Okay, all right. Well, I won't swing any vote here, but I think.
I mean, the triple Crew. And I don't think that this
is not
gives.
Crazy.
This makes it look like Crew are a big favorite or something. This should be a close banger game.
Yeah, but they are the favorite, Wyatt.
Sure.
They're the favorite. I mean, honestly, big favorite, too. Maybe not extreme.
I don't think they're big favorite because 100 Thieves, they've been on such an upswing in the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
I don't think they're a big favorite. I think this should be really close. But I'm just so
it's going to be a close game,
but
I think Crew's going to carry it all the way.
Yeah. It seems like we're part of their crew by all agreeing that Crew is gonna is going the distance.
I'm off Croupium. I always am. Always will be.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think this is definitely the safe bet for us. I'm not necessarily against 100 Thieves. Hopefully, we'll see how far.
If you're trying to garner the NA fans right now because they're mad at us.
Anyways, you know what? Let's close out week 4 and get this day started. It is Crew versus 100 Thieves. VCT Americas starts right now.
Derek's just going to run him down with the rifle in his hand. Superman still there, adjustment of Shy.
Oh, he's going to run into the trip.
No way!
People like to, talk down on Crew a lot, but people also forget that they won LCQ. So they have good individual talent. They also have good players.
Ahí veremos entonces la situación de retoma que es complicada. Aparece Dios.
Yo personalmente tengo ganas de ganarle a EU porque hay ahí como un bardeo y nada, me dieron ganas de, ya lo tengo en la mira.
We're hoping we can beat them, so we're going to prepare as hard as we can for, the Crew style.
100 Thieves piensa que son los mejores disparando, pero lo vamos a ver en el partido.
Riot Games Arena, let's bring out our first team. Give it up for 100 Thieves!
Y con ustedes, el equipo invicto de VCT Americas, Cruvisa.
Work hard and play hard. Work hard and play. Work hard and play hard. Work hard and play. Work hard, work hard. Work hard, work hard and play hard. Work hard and play. Stand up, let me see you move. Stand up and then play. Stand up, let me see you move. Stand up, let me see you move. Oh yeah.
Well, Crew Visa is charged up with most of the credit going to their winning streak throughout stage 1. Hopefully, Bussio's mouse is also charged
Bussio,
up.
you charge the mouse? Bussio, can you hear me? You charge the mouse? What's going on?
Let's hope that mouse is charged up, my guy.
Surely they won't make that mistake again. Surely.
It worked in their favor, kind of, sort of,
And
right?
the thing is, it did. It did work in their favor. We're getting a little peek right there. We are going to be on Sunset on the PCs, which is a map that 100 Thieves have not shown yet this year. So that will be interesting. Or maybe they did really early on, I think, at the Ludwig Tarek, but that was so long ago. The
Doesn't
meta's
count.
changed
Yeah, it doesn't
so
count.
much
Bussio
on this
just
map
got-
that,
Bussio just
irrelevant.
switched teams.
Don't care. Washing my hands clean at that game, do not care. Interested to see what they're going to...
And also, Austin has said that they weren't even taking things seriously during that off-season event.
Yeah, true. Oh, I mean, so what we got? Sunset Breeze, Split last map. Yeah, this one, I mean, Crew, in a lot of instances, I think Breeze and Split, I've been so impressed. I mean, Riv had that little Telestrator segment at the beginning of this that showed off some of the Breeze stuff that they're doing, and then Split against Loud last week was fantastic from Crew. So that's a tough map pool, in my opinion, for 100 Thieves, especially with the context that they haven't played Sunset yet.
Or Breeze, for that matter. So I don't know what they're bringing to that. And also, Breeze is literally like playing in the range.
Yeah.
So, like, Crew,
You better
who
be
are
able to
just
shoot
in
back.
insane form, you gotta expect that they're gonna be taking full advantage of that when we get there. of course, Opping is super strong on the map too, so you can see Cryo just going crazy if they get the economy rolling. But again, that is map 2. We are headed to Sunset for the first one, and I'm very curious.
Just based off the 3 maps, I think that's the best chance for an easy, quick win here. For 100 Thieves.
Oh, really?
I think based on the way that the map plays, like a Split, a Lotus, those sort of maps are really, really good for Crew, right? Where you can really work the map control very well. Whereas on Sunset, I think there's a lot more room for, obviously, map control, yes. All the maps, you want to do that. But I think for a lot more gimmicky ideas and those post-plan ideas on that B site where you just basically rely on spray if you can find your way to force your way on the site.
Interesting that we're getting the Sova here. Not extremely common on this map.
It was common in the offseason.
Earlier on, which clearly fell out of the meta. I mean, most teams at this point, they're running like the KO Gecko, Gecko Breach, stuff along those. Any kind of initiator combo that is going to make your Gecko utility very valuable. And the Wingman on this map gets tons of value too, being able to plant on the stairs over on the B site when you get through elbow, so easy to plant side A.
Spam while he goes for defuse too, like on both sides. I think that's the case. I don't think that you can't combo Sova and Gecko, but so far I'm not really seeing where they're going to go with it as a double initiator type of thing.
So far, Crew, they're playing what is evidently the LATAM comp on this map. I mean, we saw Lev play with this against NRG, and it was just destructive how you can time breach flashes to make people turn while the dizzy goes up, blinds everyone.
It's really nice. I mean, it's really nice. We saw EG play it, or play a similar variation with the fade, and we'll have the Asuna raise, right? No cryo jet or anything like that, which we don't expect at this point in the season either. I mean, obviously he's been flexing a lot more. I think this is very interesting here for 100 Thieves.
For sure. I'm definitely looking at how they're going to operate with that Sova Gecko as the double initiator.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Our pre-game checklist is complete. Ta-da! So let's get into the first pistol round and send things over to our casters. Riot Games, we're going to make some noise because here comes Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think as we think about this series, we've got to set the stakes right from the top, right? Because yes, both of these teams have qualified for playoffs. So what's at stake? Dre here is huge for Crew. They win this, they're the #1 seed. You're 1 series away from Shanghai. The advantage is insane.
Yeah, and on the flip side, if you don't, you have a chance of getting eliminated in one match. So there's a lot at stake right now for both of these teams. I mean, 100 Thieves have a better chance to get a even better seed than what they have. And this is going to be a crazy game because we haven't seen 100 Thieves play on the 2 maps that we're about to see. We're about to see 100% Sunset. We haven't seen them play it yet. They've had the pleasure of watching Crew play this map before, and we saw what they did. Zix even talking about how they countered C9 on Bind specifically. So look for things and signs here for 100 Thieves to abuse Crew on their defaults.
They're going to have their work cut out for them. Again, the #1 team in Americas right now, currently sitting undefeated.
Yeah, Heat has been such a crazy addition to the roster.
Oh boy. Asuna getting the opener, satcheling away, feeling the pressure either which way. A little bit of damage out there for Crew though. A response just at the right time from EU, who honestly doesn't get talked about enough. The value he's been able to provide for this team has been insane. Often asked to be the one to hold things by himself. EU is the unsung hero of this 100 Thieves squad.
He's so mechanically talented. Even last year on M80, I mean, some of the clips this guy was hitting were so clean, so sharp. And Crew, after the big cut of noise with that brawl in mid, they just decide to death ball up onto this A site. But Boostio has a really good setup here.
He's by himself.
And he gets 1 tap by Shy.
Dude, the setup doesn't matter when Shy's shooting like that.
I mean, he just got insta.
And now the spike is planted. They've got plenty of time to set themselves up. And I think the biggest kicker here, Klaus has all of this utility left. He's lost so much to play with.
You have to do anything. Bang does have an Omen Flash on the other side. And it's perfect.
I thought they were going to try to combine the dart with it. You know, maybe get a little bit more info, but they decide to swing, and they swing into their depths.
And you can hear the fans already going ballistic over here. And this was just a big scrap in mid. Asuna did a great job of getting the entry, but the trades were just too good for Crew. They're just a unit that's been honestly so solid. They don't really do anything too crazy, too out of the normal playbook, but a big focus of theirs that you can tell in their gameplay has been their spacing and their trading. And they just got like a swag to them recently that even when you see them on the walkouts go on stage, it just looks like they're vibing, feeling it.
Vibes seem to reign supreme. At least that has been the case. For Crew here, though, a gun advantage. They've got a Vandal. They've got, holy smokes, dude. They have so much. A Vandal, a Phantom, and 2 Bulldogs.
Yeah. I mean, Klaus barely had to use any of his breach utility in that last round, like you pointed out.
Yeah. And so it's a conversation we have to revisit again because 100 Thieves are deathballing towards B. It doesn't seem like that's where the hit is headed. Gives us a moment to discuss what Crew could potentially do here. Given this heavy investment of weapons, assuming they get through this relatively cleanly, they're into a bonus round, and it's effectively a gun round.
Yeah, and Heat's already 3 orbs into his Gecko ult. And this is an ult that we like to see a lot of these teams on attack, especially after they win the bonus, to try to farm up. So you have it for that first gun round of 100 Thieves.
Crew being so methodical about this, and wisely so. Don't want to walk into any traps or any shenanigans that may be waiting. We've got a good crowd today.
Oppa, oppa.
So let's see here what they decide to do. Crew pushing into spawn.
I mean, they're hunting these kills. They don't want 100 Thieves to save.
Yeah.
I mean, not save, but not die to bomb, honestly.
And they've got all the Cypher utility from Shy to make sure they've got the trips to confirm their presence, the cam to make sure they know where they are. So they're set up super well here to make sure that that doesn't become a problem.
Yeah, and they definitely know exactly where 100 Thieves are at right now. Or at least they should.
Yeah.
Kesnet.
You can hear the tramples. Kesnet gets 2 steps closer to having his ult online. Nothing is saved here for 100 Thieves. They won't fall to the spike. They fall to the hands of Crew.
As expected, to be honest, in an anti-eco round. The way that they played it, though, is interesting. Their approach is what I like the most. They did a huge contact play, and I think you're going to see more of this in the gun rounds and etc. until they start getting some ults and snowballing in that way. But their spacing on how they do everything is so good that even if there is a player that's on an off angle, the trade will most likely be coming in right away. And that's what you need to do against a team like 100 Thieves, who also have a bunch of shooters.
And now we enter the ever-important 3rd round, where you see the guns for Crew. They roll in abundance. Heat 1 point away from having his ult, and now just comes online. So, again, you've got 5 rifles. Yeah, that's crazy. You've got 5 rifles, you have an ult, and you've got an open sight.
No way! Wait, that trip would have hit had Kesnet actually landed the rollout, but he dinked his head on top.
And he still gets a kill onto EU. They've got Shy controlling the map, the middle covered. You imagine it's going to be a late reaggress. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves trying to figure out how they can fill in on the space that they've lost. The paranoia is going to buy so much time in there. Shy goes, waiting for the right moment. Looking to make a move. Heat falls. And Shy is on the prowl. He's going to spot all 3. Only able to get 2, but that very well may be all he needed to do. Bang left alone. 85 HP, no armor. The bonus, the way of Crew.
This Crew crowd is hyping the team up like crazy. But into that round is pretty much what I said. If you can get that Gecko ult online, yeah, they didn't get any big value off of it, but they understood that it was a clear sight and that 100 Thieves were playing retake on it. And EU, I mean, off angles like that tend to work from time to time, so I don't blame him for taking that. Kesnet just got the upper hand in that peak. But the big thing is what I was talking about with the trading of Crew, right? Boostio gets a kill on somebody on site, and then instantly a breach flash comes out for Melzer, and Melzer gets the trade. It's so clean.
They play so well together. They fight in droves, and you often, much like we've seen in the first couple of rounds here, see their opposition get overwhelmed.
Back to me.
And so Crew here once again have made themselves a really nice cushion.
Oh, look at that breach.
The fault line cryo dropped. Asuna seemingly due for a similar fate. 100 Thieves rotate everyone here. They're going to use the neural theft. With a minute left on the clock, they have options aplenty. Bang is the only one to try to hold the line here. He gets on the other side of the door, repositions. buy some time with the smoke, and boy, is he playing with fire. Meanwhile, he has been lost.
Sight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just by the book right now.
A little pump fake to suggest the rotation out. And Crew just waltz right in.
That's Rocket online for the next round. And notably, another gun round for 100 Thieves. When you win the pistol, when you win the bonus, and you farm the right orbs on the right characters, you can have these explosive ults that allow you to swing rounds that shouldn't maybe be in your favor, like a bonus round when you don't have the best weaponry and etc. Cryo, on the other hand, does have his own Thrash online in an early timeout here for 100 Thieves to, you know, hopefully stop the bleeding of this snowball that we've been seeing teams have so often lately.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it all weekend, and honestly, this is a great example of what happens when this thing gets rolling, right? Like, and it goes back to the pistol. It goes back to them, to Crew being able to find an advantage there, and then this cascading effect just rolls. And so, of course, if you're Zix, yeah, you kind of have to call timeout here, settle things down a little bit. Maybe there are some adjustments that they can make from the macro perspective, but the truth is they've been on the back foot from the first round.
Yeah, and honestly, nobody has really even had a chance to shoot much of their gun. Like, it really hasn't came down to like a nice 1v1 or anything like that. It's, if anybody from 100 Thieves gets a kill, it's instantly traded. And that's so impressive out of the side of Crew, and it's a testament to how good they've done all stage. I don't know what happened with this roster when they picked up Heat, but he brought something to this team, whether it was the vibes or there was just an extra guy that can hit the head.
Yeah, a little extra fire.
It's put them over the edge.
Yeah, and I think Shy has also been incredible as an addition for this squad. Currently sitting at 6-1.
Yeah.
He and Heat, this tandem has I mean, honestly proven to be the spark that they needed, and it couldn't have come at a better moment.
Yeah, and Shy, like, he doesn't always have pop-off performances, but I feel like a lot of the times people just don't go to his site. And if they did more, he would actually have like an all-star performance. Maybe in the next half, we'll see.
Well, and the truth is, when you got Kesnet and Heat on your team, you don't have to be that, right? I mean, you've got shooters around you.
Yeah.
So an interesting approach here from Crew, a quiet one, no interest in controlling the middle of the map. A lean towards B, and they're finding some of the Cypher utility.
Yeah, but most notable is that Shy is the one that peeked first and broke the camera. So they might think it's only a lurk. Until this Raze nade came out, they might have thought it was only a lurk, and that's why you see the rotations coming from the side of 100 Thieves.
That's a really good point. Kesnet pulls the trigger on his rocket. Again, nothing to be found, but space to be gained. Oh, he spotted Boostio! I thought Boostio was going to be able to get away with it. And that's all it took. All it took to get the side out, to get the space you're looking for, and now to force 100 Thieves into a post-plan situation. Cryo does have his ult. Maybe you leverage that to snatch a round away, a desperately needed one.
Here comes the reflank from Shy, but there is a trip on him. Oh no, there isn't.
It's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. Kesnet gets 4. Asano in a 1v4. Not a single target found.
And I mean, what do you do when you're just getting insta'd by one guy? And if not, you get traded.
Yeah.
This is so crazy from Crew. They have so much momentum this entire stage. And Kesnet actually shining right now. I mean, he just used Rocket in that round. He's already halfway to another one.
That's crazy.
And then you have Heat again during this basically anti-eco, thrifty, weird buy that 100 Thieves has. He's going to have another Gecko online potentially in this same round.
Right, yeah.
And this is the snowball I was talking about. They used Rocket there. Boostio stuck around for a little bit too long, and he got picked off. Gives you all the sight for free. Gets you a 5v4, and then, man, sometimes it's just all she wrote when you're on the retake.
Every single step, Crew's almost perfectly taking.
And they have like a good mix of pace right now. You know, like in a lot of these anti-eco rounds, they kind of just cut noise, see what's going on, contact up. And another first blood for Kesnet.
You wonder here too if they're expecting Cryo's position.
Yeah, and you see how they just cut noisier after that kill, expecting 100 Thieves to push something, maybe an extremity, maybe be in B main.
And I think they understand that the middle of the map is so weak. Bang was playing so far back, and look where EU's having to rotate through. Concerned about what could be happening.
It's just the death ball mentality right now for Crew. They really haven't had to do much. Shy tends to be the solo guy on the opposite side of the map that will go for a reflank or a lurk up off of the actual hit. But when it comes to B, it's not something you need right away. They do get delayed in the choke here, though.
Wingman's not able to find his mark. The smoke starts to come out from Bang. Remember, their guns are not great. Just Singers and a Guardian in the hands of Cryo, who's currently out of play. Is that going to be enough? EU with one. Shy on the swing as EU claims the second. I mean, Kesnet once again flirting with the ace. The name will buy some time. The spike has been planted. And Kesnet has his ult online again.
He spotted his barrel.
Oh! The ace delivered by Kesnet. Dre, this has to be some of the most suffocating Valorant as far as the meta goes that I think we've ever seen.
It's just crazy how teams are able to snowball. He has another rocket, but finally 100 Thieves, they have a lot of their own ults online now, and they might have to invest multiple to stop the momentum from Crew. Kesnet has been averaging more than 2 kills a round so far.
That's just ridiculous. And he won't stop. Cryo was there on the trade. EU's ult invested.
So scary right now.
And now things slow down. There's one ult used. How many more will they have to get? How many more will have to be invested in order to get around on the board? The ever elusive first continues to evade 100 Thieves, and maybe this is where they find their footing.
With the way that Crew is playing this attack side, if I'm 100 Thieves, I want to get an op up online ASAP, because they're just walking into space. So you can actually get free kills just holding an off angle and whatnot. Very similarly to how Boostio just did.
Kills coming through. Shy's on the flank, and surely they know at this point he's done it. So many rounds. Bang, wise to it.
Nice.
100 Thieves finally get on the board.
Yeah, they finally stopped the bleeding, and that was a nice little set play. Yeah, Kesnet got an insta-kill in B main, but it was all a drawn-up play. EU actually invested that Sovault, honestly, towards that like top mid A side of the map, and he was able to hit a lot of that lobby and get a trade.
Yeah.
Get a tag amongst the chaos.
And then this hold here was really nice. I mean, they got the kills they needed, and they got them when they needed to get them. So for 100 Thieves, they get their kill. They still have, or their round, excuse me. Boostio and Austin to carry their ults into the next. Now we'll see how Crew respond.
I must wait a moment.
Early mid utility used for Crew. Just basic default stuff. Gecko flash. Klaus would be there with a stun out. Had it connected on anybody. So 100 Thieves have seen this before, and they should be aware that Crew has this mid control, and this drone should secure that information as well. Unless they all hide from it.
Oh, and the concern for how far they've scaled. Oh, they're investing. 2 ults used. Asuna drops heat. Can Kesnet find a similar target? Bang, having to reposition. Paranoia buying some time. Shy will fall as 100 Thieves continue to try to hold them back. Crew have gotten all the way into spawn, but again, Boostio, his timing could be big here. Asuna with 3 on the round. Kesnet and Melser, perfect nade, trying to win this thing on their own. I mean, there's really nowhere for them to go from here. Understanding there's one, and Boostio patient with the contain. Melser will fall. Kesnet will too.
Asuna just went huge in B main. He satcheled over the Gecko ult and got the kill onto Heat. Had that not happened, they would have been pinched with a rocket coming from Market and a Gecko ult from the choke. So that little micro decision that Asuna just made, solo won them the round.
Mid.
That was beautiful.
And when you're getting beaten like that, you have to look towards your star to make a play. And that's, again, exactly what Asuna does. So into the 9th round we go. And ult for Boosty. Still plenty of money on the attack side. Oh, they've taken so much space to be main already. And that trip from Shy is so shallow.
It didn't get broken though, so. Oh, now it's broken. Now Crew, if they do decide to go A, they're gonna have to worry about their flank. have all this A space for free, and now they're going top mid. It's an A pinch.
They've messed around with the middle of the map a lot. Bang's paranoia timing is perfect, but then the reaggress. They want to take this fight, and it may have been ill-advised. Bang keeping him back.
Bomb down mid.
The 1-2 punch is just too much. And he's gotten out, but a 1v3. Cryo with ult. And now the nade soaring through the sky. Meltzer gets caught with utility out as Bang gets to 400 Thieves. They're back online.
And this is what's been so impressive with this team, is that, yeah, they were getting rolled for the first 6 rounds. It felt like, for sure.
Oh, they were, 1000%.
But they stopped the bleeding because they were able to build up their ult economy. So if you're not hitting every single shot, you can at least win with the utility. And now they're at a point where everyone's warmed up and they look like they're ready to get the trades. The comms are on point. The trades are better.
Yeah, the rounds
looking
the
really
rounds
good.
just come in bunches.
Yeah.
All right, 6 in a row for Crew. Now 3 for 100 Thieves as Crew Visa calls a timeout. An opportunity to slow things down for just a moment. And this is also, I mean, we're starting to see 100 Thieves put a dent into this Crew economy, but it's still not really much. I mean, Shy's down to very little. Kesnet has taken a little bit of a hit financially, but the truth is, Crew still have plenty to play around.
And so far, Crew, they've played a pretty standard style, whether it's a 4-1 or just a death ball.
Yeah.
So now I'm wondering
yeah.
in this timeout, maybe we throw a fake, maybe we throw a little feints and try to beta rotate out, and then we hit another site as a death ball. But we haven't seen that so far. Cryo has another Gecko ult online for a retake, or maybe another aggro play if Asuna gets breach stunned here or anything like that for support.
Where do they decide to go from here? We've talked about how they like to play around the middle of the map. EU again, top mid by himself. Try to figure it out. I love where Bang plays here. He can drop a paranoia into B main if he needs to take a fight. He can drop a paranoia into mid if EU gets overwhelmed. And Asuna is taking the space.
Oh,
that's perfect.
That's just a hard read from EU in that scenario. He understands how Crew have been approaching the mid take. So this time, he does a drone on his own little early timing. Catching Klaus off guard and getting a spam kill through the smoke. That was just a free low.
And again, it's a guy who doesn't get his flowers enough. Big opening kill, and now Crew, given all the space. I was gonna say, given all the space 100 Thieves have on the map, Crew are forced into A, into the Killjoy, or into the Cypher utility, excuse me. But EU falling makes things certainly more difficult, and it doesn't seem like they're slowing down anytime soon. Boozy
my God.
swinging into his death. And I mean, it's beginning to crumble. Asuna falls once more. Cryo into 1v4. He's gonna get a kill, but that's all it'll be. Kesnet with 3 and Crew up to 7.
And that was without any breach util. They just walked right into A. Crew have done a really good job of identifying when 100 Thieves are playing a retake setup. And that's important because that allows them to walk into the site, not have to blow any of their utility, and then they have it for when the retake actually comes in. In this case, they didn't really need any utility because they're just their aim is just on point right now. But had they needed to resort to that, they would have had it in the bag. And Kesnet is sitting on 20 kills in 10 rounds. He's not slowing down.
Well, Asuna slowed him down there.
I did it again, but the trade
is perfect.
Like I said.
Yep. You've talked so much about the spacing that they have and how they're able to pick up.
It's just a death ball.
The flash in the face of Cryo.
Oh, no.
Fight, and Meltzer wins it out. A 4v3, Meltzer weak. Ult in the hands of Klaus. And now that the tip of the spear has been blunted, how do Crew approach this round?
They're just holding, waiting for any mistake, maybe a re-clear from 100 Thieves, but 100 Thieves don't need to have anybody on this B site because they have an aggro cam from Boostio, and Boostio also was walked all the way down mid, so they will have 3 players here for the site, but there is a breach ult online for Klaus and full utility as well.
Off your feet!
There it is. The waves of the Rolling Thunder look to collide with the defenses that are there, but nothing connects. Bang was able to sidestep it. 100 Thieves able to hold the line. The paranoia out. It's going to buy some space, but the flash in his face, he has to turn it. He has to find some room. And Bang gets to Shy in a clutch situation. Shy, who's been good for this squad, cannot deliver.
That was a sick retake from 100 Thieves, and Bang actually dodged that breach ult by TPing towards the box of A main. And I liked what crew were cooking up there, but the problem is 100 Thieves had a full read that they were there. And yeah, you have the numbers game. The trades just didn't go their way this time. Bang went huge once again. And even just that micro decision to like turn the flash in the moment as he's entering in. I mean, that's what makes him so good as a player.
Goes here.
20-7 for Kesnet in the first half. I'm confirming, but I'm pretty sure that's the most kills we've ever seen in a half, which is just ridiculous.
Asuna should be aware that breach reclear utility will be coming out here because it happened previously on an anti-eco round.
Instantly
back in with the soul ball.
Yeah, the timing on that's perfect, but Klaus drops him back. And now we're starting to see the fights across the middle of the map. EU able to steady the crosshair and get the kill onto Melser. And again, he pushes forward. Trying to find some space. Trying to tuck behind enemy lines. EU in a position to play spoiler once more. Oh! All of that info just to be kept back by the trip. No satchel, no TP, nothing.
And Bang is on top of this CT box. This usually is always good for one. They stunned it though.
No ult to their name.
Left.
They have to do with the guns they have. They're ahead of the smoke already, but Bang finds the timing.
Spike down A.
Tuck's tail tries to get away. Shy goes hunting, and Bang drops him too.
He's online.
Klaus, a 1v3, a shock in his lap. EU gets 3.
What a great comeback from 100 Thieves in this half.
Sides.
I mean, this was looking like disaster for a second. Crew were up 6-0. In the remaining 6 rounds, 100 Thieves were able to snag 5 of them to give them a chance to close this map out. And with the Sova and Gecko comp that 100 Thieves are running, we've seen them run stuff like this on Haven before. I know it's been a long time since Haven's been in the map pool, but they tend to do really well with defaulting with comps like this. Completely different map, I understand, but
a similar idea.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. We're going to throw it down to the desk to break down the first half. The rounds came in bunches. Fellas, what do you think?
Well, yeah, we definitely have to talk about that first half. It was phenomenal, a phenomenal showing from crew. In particular, Kesnet just
I mean, right now, it's looking like an old crew stat line. Like, honestly, it's giving last year's LCQ. He was going crazy. I mean, the first 7 rounds, he took the first duel on all 7 rounds and won 6 of them.
That's crazy.
Like, that is absurd. Nasty work.
Yeah, he was beasting, and I think that made it really difficult for 100 Thieves to get into this. But they did, honestly. This was a 5 rounds in a row here for 100 Thieves. I think it started off with a really nice idea from EU trying to shut down some of the B main aggression that Kesnet was putting out there. But yeah, this is just absurd. 20-8 in the first half. Actually, I think he might have 21. The guy is frying, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. But I mean, in the last couple of rounds, just getting a couple early entries, getting 1 early pick or something like that, knocking a few players low, that sort of thing has been helping 100 Thieves tremendously at stopping exactly what crew wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, I just got to say, though, how is Kesnet so good, though? Smiling
How is he so good? I mean, it's what Austin was saying before the game. They've got to shoot them. They've got to shoot them.
But they are, though. They actually are.
No, but they did step it up. They did step it up. And I'm excited to see what they've got with this Sova on attack. A lot of times when you're playing Sova on these maps where it's less common, it kind of makes me think of like Calm back in the day on Frax last year, where a lot of the util gets so much value because you're just not used to having to be conscious of where things are coming in.
I think it's a lot harder to play that style on attack side, though. You saw a lot of times those defense close chokes, those long-range ults, that's what EU was relying on, and I don't know if you can get that same sort of thing on attack.
Yeah, well, let's get this second half underway. We're going to toss it back to our casters, Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much. It was an interesting first half. You got to give them that. Records were broken. I believe Ospas had the record was 17 kills at half, now broken by Kesnet. Seeing Cryo play Gecko for the first time. I think that's what that. Yeah, his first appearance as Gecko in 412 matches. That's insane.
I mean, he's really worked in this offseason to become a more flexible player for his team, and that's why you're seeing a lot of success. But
Holy,
Crew are running it down.
Holy, they're actually just running it down mid. Bang continues to farm.
They may have been running it down, but they ran it down into the crosshairs of Bang, and he just one-tapped 2 players, it looked like.
Ran it down a little bit too far. Asuna gets another 3 on the round for him. The pistol was over in a blink of an eye.
The 1-2 punch we've seen so many times before for 100 Thieves. Doesn't matter what iteration.
Can someone buy me?
Bang is having a hell of a map right now. And Asuna getting 3 into that round puts him almost towards halfway on that ult. So, you know, it's more common we see the Geckos try to farm ults and etc. But this time, they're probably going to be farming most of the orbs on Asuna, trying to get that rocket online for the bonus, because it seems like the state of the game right now is snowballing. Getting an ult online for that bonus round, and if you could snag that one away, your economy is set for almost the entire game.
Oh, I mean, we saw it in the first half for Crew.
Yeah.
6 rounds in a row off of that. And mind you, it was a Gecko ult, if I'm not mistaken, but either way, the idea is the same. We'll see if 100 Thieves can continue to push the pace on this. They have 4 rifles to their name.
And I thought they would farm the orb onto Asuna, but they still decide just go with the Gecko. Why not? We'll probably get ult.
I mean, it's just such a short ult to get, too. I mean, just 7 points to bring it online. You can use it twice in a round if you play your cards right. It's just so effective.
Bang is in the flow state right now, Doug.
He just can't miss.
He's insting people that are appearing on his screen. He's killing people that aren't as well. This is such a weird game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, they're just trying to find any kills they can with the poor weaponry that they have, and really only one comes through.
Cryo went into this round with 1 ult orb, and now he's only 2 off. And this is why you see Gecko just in the meta right now.
Yeah.
In general. The character's so good. It's so easy to farm ults. Even when you use the actual ult, any kill you get after that applies even more towards it in the round.
And again, you can get 2 in a round, right? If you loop it back towards you, you can pick it back up and use it again. So, yeah, Gecko's really freaking strong.
Gecko's
right
nice.
Now. And we'll see if we'll see if that's their approach, if that's their game plan. I would imagine it is. What I'm curious about is how 100 Thieves choose to do it, because if we're thinking about it, Crew probably are as well. They want to get that Gecko ult online.
Yeah.
And Crew have invested in denying the A orb, but they've left the B one open.
Then you just get B for free, and it's just constant game of cat and mouse that we see these teams doing. A lot of teams call it like a seesaw. Oh, Kesnet almost takes the head off of Cryo there. He's at 1 HP.
Plant the spike.
Oh, it's much easier said than done. And again, you see this utility soar out. They roll out onto the site. Lucio's going to be hitting a late flank through market, but Kesnet has got behind him. Lucio with the lurk through mid, though. He's perfect timing. He's got to find it real fast, though, because the rest of the control's being lost. Shy, detained. Numbers for Crew. They're tucked so far back. That's a big one from EU, but he's going to have to deliver more. 1 is not enough here. With a paranoia in his face, he tries to catch a timing. Nothing is found. Can Cryo do what he could not? No. EU's left alone. They know his position. He's got to swing into it, and he can't find anything. So off of this defuse, Klaus 2 away from having his ult online.
Yeah, and I like Crew's approach to this retake. They were actually playing up in sight. Kesnet took a very aggressive angle at first.
Right.
They fall back into CT as the actual hit utility comes out. 400 Thieves, they understand, we're going to hit on your hit. Right. Breach stun comes out, Gecko flash comes out, and they're just going to flood out into sight.
They fully send and commit, yeah.
And that's why you saw Asuna get punished on that default box. Nowhere to go, really.
And it's that chemistry and that fighting together that we were talking about from Crew in the first half. You saw it here on the second half. The idea is the same. They scrap and they scrap together.
Crew did what 100 Thieves could not, and that's win that bonus round. And Cryo invested the Gecko ult as well into that.
Now it's EU who's close to having his online, so he grabs that orb. That cam is crazy.
Yeah, it's...
You have to commit so far if you want to clear it.
And you can't actually hear it on unless he toggles it on and off, so you might even just walk into the site or do a hit
and not
without knowing that there's a camera on you the whole time until you pop your head around.
Boostio, the only one without advanced weaponry.
Man.
And he's isolated.
Crew are so willing to just take a gunfight in mid. I mean, for a good reason, right? 3 players there. I don't know if they saw Boostio on the minimap there.
I don't think so either.
They're already leaning towards this B hit. This is a very aggro trip.
Boosty can call this off. That's exactly what he's doing. The problem is Melser is taking space. Hey, main! And now there's really nowhere to go. You've lost your timing B, you've lost contain A, and you've got Heat, who's taking so much space mid.
30 seconds
The
left.
paranoia to try to find some room to work with. Melser has to take a step back, but Heat's in such a good spot. If he can find the timing, but 100 Thieves with no real option than to push forward. There's Heat arriving just the right time. Melser's joining in on it. EU's left alone, a 1v2. The spike planted. Plenty of time, but the kill's in favor of Crew again.
Some warning shots there as well right after. I did like the approach into this round from 100 Thieves. Had Boostio gotten that kill on the Melzer, that's a whole different round.
Oh,
Yeah,
1000%.
exactly. So you see what they set up. They did an early B main control default and then cut noise. And Crew were 3-man peeking down mid, getting no info at all. So that, of course, Melzer is going to start taking that A space, pushing up, and everyone's going to lean towards B. 100 Thieves wanted that to happen. Maybe if Boostio had an actual rifle in that round, it's a different scenario that we're in right now.
It's really hard to stress the importance of that kill because, as you were mentioning, that decided the round.
Yeah, and we're seeing right now the difference in having a breach and a difference in having a Sova for each team. 100 Thieves, they can't really do a lot of explosive plays right away because if you run into that fault line, you're gonna get punished, especially especially in the early chokes. So they kind of have to play a little bit of a dragged out info game and try to bait out rotates like they did in that last round. And maybe even Boostio, he is the IGL, he was in that mid area, he understood that 3 players were just sitting in the top of mid. That could be something they punish as well. Maybe they do another B default, and then as those players are rotating over, they try to set up some kind of play, maybe a double swing in mid and try to kill them on that cross.
Yeah, potentially push into spawn. We've seen teams do that a lot, where they try to scale up. But it does not look like it's going to be a B default. It's a heavy lean A. The only one not close by is EU.
The bomb's going towards B.
Oh, the timer's not moving.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Say it ain't so. Is it Boostio?
It's the mouse again, isn't it?
It's not Boostio this time.
Oh, he's getting up.
Oh, man. I mean, hey.
We don't know what's going on.
I was going to say, when you got to go, you got to go.
I thought about saying it too. But once we figure out what's going on, we'll keep you all informed. Obviously,
I mean, he sprinted off the stage, I think.
We can guess. We can speculate. But the truth is, he's not in his chair anymore. So, again, once we figure out what's going on, we'll keep you all informed. But for now, a quick tech pause. Tech pause player.
The alts, in other hands, they're all coming online for both sides right now. So this is going to be, honestly, the next 2 rounds are going to dictate, I think, who really takes control of this map. And that's going to come down to who uses the least amount of alts and who can actually win the rounds with the least amount of alts, in my opinion. If one of these teams is able to just snowball in that way, get a free round like Crew did. You know, 1 rocket going in or 1 Gecko ult.
Or 1 ace.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just the free one.
Yeah, with 20 HP. Yeah, that was crazy. Oh, this guy's got a deep playbook.
I mean,
that was like four sheets of paper.
He's also someone that we really don't talk about enough. What Adam's been able to do with this squad he was around during the dark days of Crew, right?
Yeah.
He saw the lowest of the low, and then he was there for the crazy LCQ run, and now he's here watching this addition of Heat and Shy and how good they've been.
Yeah,
it's been really impressive.
He had this tweet that he said, or he had an interview that Dryad interpreted, and it was, we don't care about the table or the seed or who won or anything. We only want to compete, play, and have the chance to try it. If we win, we will go back and give it our all. If we lose, we will go back and give it our all. And I mean, that's a testament to the mental going in to this match and this year in general. It's been such a refreshing approach, and even Kesnet has had words saying, oh, I've been working a lot on keeping my composure and etc. within the team. And we already know he's an elite duelist. Probably one of the best in the league statistically right now. One of the best, for sure. Yeah. And it just seemed like he would get frustrated in those times, kind of feeling like a one-man army, but now he has complete and utter faith in his team, as he should. Yeah. Everyone's been stepping up. Melzer has been having great games.
And he just sat back down. Nice timing. So we should be getting back into the game here very soon, but you're right. I mean, I think in a state where the game feels like it's at its most volatile, for Crew to have that mentality going into every single weekend, every single match, regardless of the opponent, regardless of the outcome, I think, as you were mentioning, it's just a testament to the success that they've had. It's clearly working. The formula works.
Yeah, and I like their humble approach too. I think that's really important.
Yeah,
because they know they're good.
And it's all clicking at just the right time. Again, the stakes for Crew here are I mean, the magnitude of them are enormous. They win this, they're one series away from qualifying for Shanghai.
Yeah, that's nuts.
A team that didn't have a great year last year. The rags to riches story here is insane.
Yeah. And even in Kickoff, right? Like not much success there either.
Yeah.
So they really turned it around in a short period of time, and Heat was a big factor in that. That being said, we're going into this next round, and 100 Thieves have a bit of a scrappy buy, and they're going to change the pace right here.
That looks like a satchel setup. Asuna pushing forward, but he gets scooped. Has to take the fight, and it's just too much.
That's what I was talking about, the difference between the Breach and the Sova. It can be hard to go for plays like that, and you saw, I mean, Asuna's pathing there was really good, but nobody was there to shoot the Gecko Eye.
And that was with him dodging the
yeah, he dodged the fault line.
Too, yeah.
Now Klaus, he has the Breach ult online. And ideally, if you're Crew, you want to win this clean, not use any of your ults.
Yeah. And you've got plenty of them. And they're high impact ones too.
I mean, they're close to having all 5 ults online. Same thing for the other side as well for 100 Thieves. So that's why I was stressing how important these next 2 rounds are going to be to not only get the ult economy, but to set up the future rounds.
46 seconds left in the round. Finally, some pressure alleviated.
A little over-eager there, and that's an upgrade for Bang. And I mean, he's been at the top of the scoreboard for 100 Thieves this entire match. So,
and his rifle will join Cryo's.
There's always a chance. And now if you're Crew, you might be forced to invest in ult.
Yep.
Because it's not that clean of a round.
They've got him here.
Oh man.
As the calls, this is getting real slippery, real messy, but it seems like it's finally stabilizing for Crew. Bang with 15 HP and 10 seconds left. The spike out of reach.
10 seconds left.
That one's going into the next round.
Yeah, not a bad save here because, I mean, he maybe would have had to be on light armor next round. Now he could probably fully invest, get full armor on with the save of the Vandal, but I mean, they almost brought it back. It's just when you're up numbers like that, Crew are playing these scenarios really well. He tucking on the default box. Kesnet knows he has to break that drone for him. That's the punish that we saw earlier in the round. On the other side of the map, I didn't even realize that Shy got the best of Boosty.
Well, I think the important thing too about that round is, as you mentioned, they needed to get through that. Maybe not super cleanly, but they did it without investing the ults that they had, right? So they still have Klaus's ult, they still have Heat's ult. And a desire to aggress mid once more. Remember, we saw this in the pistol and it did not go their way. This time it's got a different flavor to it.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit more of a split, and they've got him trapped.
No value though.
That looked like it could have been electric, but Heat has to take a step back.
Yeah, they just have to get out now. Play the retake with the Breach ult.
Manages to preserve his life. Melser playing up close in the smoke. Asuna not far off.
Oh.
Is he gonna get hit? Oh, he doesn't get hit! Asuna's in a position to make a huge play! Only one foul though! His crew are able to keep him back. Numbers in favor of the defense, and they're only getting worse. Crew up to 11.
That was a sick retake from Crew again. Asuna probably could have gotten more than one there for sure, but it's just the trading that I was talking about. On that retake, we actually saw Melzer also TP behind Asuna on top of that box towards A. That little double box. It's just so many things going well right now for Crew, and they're doing things together, right? It's so explosive. It can feel so overwhelming when a team has the spacing that they have, and they're also just 5 players online hitting every headshot.
The rounds again in bunches, this time for Crew. We're now up 4.
Oh, that scan, Shy! Twice!
Gotta be dead. And Asuna plays that perfectly, gets his kill, and then Satchel's back. Stays alive. No real punish. Now they cut noise. This is, I really like what 100 Thieves are doing here.
Yeah, they're letting it cook, but proactivity from the other side. You see Crew taking all of the mid real estate.
Yeah, they're really not the type to just sit back and wait to see what 100 Thieves will show them. So Heat has gone exploring.
Kesnet will get first contact on this hit. How many is he good for?
The trip will keep him back.
The flank!
He still gets one. That's insane.
Got you on the drone.
I don't... Now Heat was trying to get away. Bang's there to receive, and just like that, the map's open once more. It's gonna be a foot race towards A. Kesnet will be the first here. And so far, he is alone.
No, he runs through the smoke.
Oh my gosh.
30 seconds left.
Klaus doesn't have his fault line up either. It should be up soon. The paranoia in his face as Asuna tries to tuck, but position's been given away. Melser gets the last. Crew on map point.
Crew are just playing so aggressive.
Match point.
They're just feeling it like crazy right now. Kesnet ran through a smoke solo.
Yeah. And I got to see that Heat kill again.
Yeah.
I mean, this one was cool, but not that one. Yeah.
Even that shot there is clean.
Yeah, it was filthy.
One enemy remaining.
The Crew are playing a different game right now, man. This looks like a rank game for them.
5 rounds in a row. 100 Thieves digging into what they can find.
Gosh.
Any bit of hope. Melser dropping the dizzy, but getting dropped in return, but Kesnet fills the space. Bang able to punch back. Through the madness of that round, we're settled at 2 apiece. Bang looking, trying to land the shots onto 1. 13-7 for the LATAM representatives. Crew are not slowing down.
They look great. They're so confident in everything they're doing. Kesnet's taking every single timing possible right now. This is just one of those games where going into the next map, 100 Thieves need to just reset and be aware of the randomness that Crew is playing with right now and the level of proactivity that they're playing at as well, especially on the defensive side. When a team is feeling it like this, you have to be able to hold the default and be able to punish aggression.
They've been proactive in their denying of space. They've been proactive in their fighting. They swing together. They take all these fights. Kesnet popped off. And again, you got to give it to them. They capitalized on the snowball opportunities that they had. When they had ults that were stacking, they leaned into it. They converted the bonuses that they needed to when they won their pistols. So really from top to bottom, that was an outrageously good map from Crew. And I think, we had this conversation at the beginning of the series. We had never seen 100 Thieves play Sunset. Breeze is the next map. We haven't seen them play that one either.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about Breeze is that Cryo has been known to be a menace on the jet on Breeze, so.
We'll see if he can replicate that success on the other side of this break. We'll be right back.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.